Wink News traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. Your midweek commute already busy in Fort Myers. Northbound on Veronica Shoemaker heading towards Winkler Avenue. Also a delay building on 41 heading north towards Hanson Street. And if you're heading out of North Fort Myers, though, both bridges are still up to speed. However, traffic is starting to slow on 41 heading north of Pondella Road. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, another unsettled day of weather. Good chances for showers and storms, eventually becoming numerous from lunchtime and especially into the afternoon. Keep the umbrella handy because of the clouds and the off and on rain. Temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 80s. More chances for rain scattered across our area Thursday and Friday, becoming a bit more spotty for the weekend, especially Saturday. Breezy weather as we will be watching Cristobal working its way to the north in the Gulf of Mexico with its eyes set on Louisiana by Sunday and all the way towards Monday. For us, more chances for rain as temps build into the 80s and 90s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
I listened to 92.5, Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Marketplace is sponsored by Kronos, helping businesses attract, retain, and engage employees through cloud-based human capital management. Kronos.com. Kronos, workforce innovation that works.
Tyler McDaniel here, and Brad McDaniel. We're the second generation of Ken Marcare. For our whole lives, our father Ken McDaniel raised us and instilled in us the work ethic and morals which we operate under and live by today. Ken Marcare has teamed up with Maytag to bring high-quality products to you covered by Maytag's exclusive 12-year parts and 12-year dependability promise on select purchases. Be treated like family. Call Ken Marcare. 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040. And online at kenmarcare.com.
License number CAC 057163.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. Boy, do I have a great deal for you. Starting at 5 p.m. each day, the first 50 customers at our Fort Myers location only will receive a free medium Chicago thin crust cheese pizza, dine-in only, with the purchase of 2 beverages, 1 per check. While you're there, enjoy happy hour all day, every day. And be sure to try one of our signature favorites, like our award-winning fall off the bone rack of ribs, juicy chicken wings, and gourmet burgers. So what better way to end your day than with a free pizza from Stevie Tomatoes, Fort Myers only. We'll obtain your complete satisfaction with our food quality, service, and value. I guarantee it. So come to Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers on the corner of Daniels and I-75.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hey, it's Drew Steele here, and hurricane season, you know, it's upon us, and it's supposed to be a pretty active season for 2020. Get peace of mind from my friends at Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. You don't have to sweat the next outage. I've had my Generac for years. It is amazing. Get your free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator today, in time for hurricane season, with expert installation and 24-hour monitoring. Generator Supercenter. Give them a shout at 204-3469. That's 204-3469. For Generator Supercenter.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That is the phone number and the text line, the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Also, we stream live each and every day on YouTube. If you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, just type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's there in YouTube, and you'll find us. And please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate you doing that. And, of course, you know, we're on Facebook, so you can watch there as well at 925 Fox News. Jake the Millennial. Jake, how are you doing this morning? I'm going to need your help with something today, something millennial-esque, something that the youths of America seem to be doing a lot of. And,
did you say youths?
Yeah, I did say youths. And I need your help with this because I think I'm on to something. I think I figured out something about what has been happening with the looting, with the rioting, not to the degree of what we saw and what we noticed overnight. More police officers shot, some horrific circumstances around the country where we're starting to hear things that are happening that just blow your mind. Cannot believe we are in this place. But I did mention off the air, Jake, what it was I was thinking. This idea that I had, this concept, if you will, as to what is going on with a lot of the anarchy, the rioting, Antifa, and who these, I mean, they're just kids, a lot of them. But what I said to you, Jake, this morning, when I made the case about what I said regarding kids and videos and what we are seeing on social media, did it make sense to you, yes or no?
100%.
Was it pretty spot on?
I'd say, if you had to ask me.
Yeah. I'm going to make the case this morning, everybody. I've been thinking about this more and more, that what if not only there's an anarchistic aspect to all of this, the pallets of bricks that have been showing up in different areas around the country. Yesterday, we saw a video of boxes of chopped up concrete pieces showing up at street corners in Manhattan because, you know, in blue bins, that's typically where they end up, blue bins filled with portions of concrete. They just show up in the middle of the street in Manhattan because everybody knows that's where you put it. There's a lot of suspect things that are happening with regard to how these rioting, the looting has been organized. Make no mistake about it. There's a lot of organization going on here. And it's global. Did you see some of the video that's out there in the past 24 hours? Places like Amsterdam, places like France. Did you see the video in Amsterdam? Jake, did you see the video? Did you have a chance to see that?
I did not.
Well, go ahead and Google it. Google Amsterdam, George Floyd, or Google France, George Floyd. Yeah, there are protests in Amsterdam regarding George Floyd. France, there's been some destruction and some protests there as well over George Floyd. Do you honestly think that European countries are coming together over George Floyd? Do you think anybody, honestly, I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I'm saying, do you honestly think that there are thousands of people that woke up a couple of days ago and said, where do I go here in Amsterdam and France to protest what's happening in the United States over George Floyd? No. There's a lot of organization that's going on with this. But what if there's another element, everybody? And I'm going to get to this probably about 6:35 because I'm going to need plenty of time to lay it all out. What if there's a social media element to this? What if there's a, hey, look at me element to this? What if there's a society of youths that are growing up in...
Did you say youths?
Yes, I said youths. You know what I'm saying. That are growing up and have been growing up with TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and likes and shares. And what if a lot of this is to be noticed? The most outrageous thing that you could possibly do wins. The most outrageous thing that you can show wins. The most over-the-top thing that you can show to people across the globe on your social media outlet, whichever one you pick, and the most likes wins. It's almost like a game. I'm going to talk about that coming up. 239-479-5592. Also, I wanted to talk about this. Yesterday, I was talking to a few people. We were even talking on this program about the president, Jenna Ellis, the attorney to the president of the United States. And Jenna, our good friend who was on the program yesterday, who we were talking together about the president walking to St. John's Church, a church of the president. Since Madison, presidents have been going to this church in Washington, D.C., the other side of Lafayette Park. Went there after his Rose Garden speech, made his way to the church, held up a Bible, which, a lot of people looked and said, "What's that?" Just saying. And it was an outrage. Can't believe it. Just a photo op. President doing this. As a matter of fact, he had to tear gas the crowds that were out there in front of the White House and by Lafayette Park. He had to tear gas and to move the crowds, the peaceful protesters out of the way in order for him to make his way to that church. And it's funny because as I was talking about it yesterday, I realized that in this world of social media, Twitter, videos all over the place, there were very few videos that were out there to support tear gas being used against the protesters, number one. Number two, there were very few people that were walking up to a microphone to say that they were peacefully protesting and they were gassed and their eyes and how awful it was. And I did something yesterday that I don't usually do. Just took it for what it was worth. It was said that it happened. Nobody argued with it. CNN, MSNBC, local, state, pick your place. Everybody was talking about the crowds being tear gassed until we find out yesterday the chief of the U.S. Park Police issued a statement saying the officers didn't use tear gas, only smoke canisters. Is that right? Now, before you get all crazy, I know that there are people that are listening and watching right now on YouTube, streaming live every day. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. I know you're watching, and I know that there are some of you, especially those that lean left, who are saying, hold on a second, Drew. How do they know the difference? It's smoke. It could have been. How do you know it wasn't? Well, number one, we have the chief who said no tear gas was used by the U.S. Park Service officers or other assisting law enforcement partners to close the area at Lafayette Park. Subsequently, the fence was installed. So they're saying that there was not. There's now recently some New York Times video that has come out to show what was happening at that moment in time. And none of the officers are wearing any kind of gas mask. So you have officers who are trying to move a crowd away using tear gas, but yet their face is fully exposed. When's the last time you saw that happen? Of course, there's the usual questions as to why those protesters didn't move to begin with. I made the case yesterday, even on Wink News, as I was doing a Tuesday hit that I usually do. That do you think that you were just going to walk up to the protesters and say, hey, we just want to let you know the president of the United States is getting ready to walk this way. Could you all just move back a little bit? Do you really think that that was going to happen? Of course not. Knowing where we are right now in this situation, it was not going to happen. I'm sure they were asked, and they didn't move. The point is this. You want to play the semantic game. You want to say, well, it could have been tear gas, it could have been smoke, but they didn't know at the time, and people were saying it, and their eyes were bothering. You can go back and forth all you want, but there's one thing that is for sure: that we have a media right now that is going to run with a narrative, right? I mean, how do you not see that? even if you're left-leaning, even if you're somebody who's supposedly a moderate, who likes to ride the fence a little bit, who wants to believe that they step back and they take an objective view of everything that's going on. Do you really honestly believe I'm talking to you. You know who you are. Do you honestly believe that the media is giving you all the facts, just the facts, ma'am, sir? Do you really think so? When I can give you example upon example of how it's not. But why? I could even go back to a story we talked about last week in the Wall Street Journal opinion piece by Van Gordon Sauter, who might know a thing or two about the media because he was the president of CBS News from 1982 to 1983 and in 1986. You think he might know something? Yeah, he does. About 35 years ago, I was sitting at lunch next to Jean Kirkpatrick, a one-time Democrat who became a foreign policy advisor to President Reagan, and later U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. She was lamenting what she called the, quote, liberal-leaning media. As the president of CBS News, I assured her it was only a, quote-unquote, liberal tilt. And could be corrected. You don't understand, she scolded. It's too late. Kirkpatrick was prophetic. The highly influential daily newspapers in New York, Washington, L.A., Boston are now decidedly liberal. On the home screen, the three broadcast network divisions still have their liberal tilt. Two of the three leading cable news sources are unrelentingly liberal in their fear and loathing of President Trump. He sees it. He knows what's going on. He talks about the late-night TV hosts who have broken the boundaries of what was considered acceptable political humor for networks. The news media is catching up with the liberalism of the professoriate, the entertainment industry, upscale magazines, and the literary world. He sees it, he knows it, and deep down inside you do as well. You who are, quote-unquote, moderate. No, you're left-leaning. You don't have a problem with all of this because you don't like the president either, because maybe you don't like the country and the construct of what this country is and has been, and maybe construct is the wrong word, but the foundation, of this incredibly blessed nation and our founding. And maybe you don't like it, and there are things right now that you don't like about it. But one thing is for sure. What we are seeing is that as long as that liberalism, as long as that team is your team, as long as it's the anti-Trump team, as long as these journalists are on your side in going after what is either something that would be against President Trump, or whether it's something that would be even on a local level or a state level would speak negatively against the things that you speak negatively about, maybe not out loud, but in your heart or in your head you believe is right. As long as they do that, they're on your team. They're team anti-Trump. They're your team. So you don't have a problem with them doing this. But to make it seem as if it's not happening is a lie. And unfortunately, you lie to yourself when you think that that's not happening, because it is. And the facts are the facts. That when we hear about the park police saying we didn't use tear gas, we used smoke. When we have people reporting and going breathless about how tear gas was used against peaceful protesters, your words, peaceful protesters, kind of like the peaceful protesters that you've been trying to convince that has been happening across the country as people are being looted and shot and killed. It's happening. That you run with that because you feel a kinship to that, because they're your people as well, the media. They speak your language. It's anti-Trump. It's, in a lot of cases, it's against the values of the country, and you're okay with that, as long as they're on your team. If it were the other way around, you might have a problem, but it never will be, and you know it. And it's sad. All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash in Fort Myers at Ben Hill Griffin Parkway and College Club Drive is slowing traffic southbound. There is southbound roadblock as well, guys. So just to the south of Aligo, go ahead and avoid it for a nice, smooth commute. Hop on the interstate. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Keep the umbrella handy. Another day of active weather. Numerous showers and storms starting to grow and multiply from lunchtime into the afternoon. Because of the rain and the clouds, we'll see a high temperature of 87 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Gulf Shore Business Magazine. Online at gulfshorebusiness.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Home prices continue to rise. A new report from CoreLogic shows they soared 5.4% in April from the same time a year ago. Record low mortgage rates believed to be the driver for that. And we're seeing record low auto loan interest rates. Edmunds is reporting new car loans are going for an average of just 4%. Wall Street closed higher Tuesday, the Dow up nearly 267 points. The S&P up 25, the NASDAQ closed up 56. Some looters who hit Apple stores may be out of luck.
Thieves who made off with iPhones were met with a surprise. For one, there is proximity software that disables the device once taken from the store without paying. And when the iPhone gets booted up, a message, quote, "This device has been disabled and is being tracked." Local authorities will be alerted. Brett Larson, Fox News.
That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
Your employees and customers have new expectations when it comes to cleanliness. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. A trained Cintas technician can apply disinfectant and sanitizer spray to common surfaces. And we'll keep you well stocked with gloves, face masks, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant wipes, professional cleaning supplies, and PPE. Just a few ways Cintas can help you keep your business safe. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Hi, this is Dan from Estero, and I listen to 92.5 Fox News, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Gary, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License CCC 133-1790. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
Hearing about a lot of chlorine, everybody. Hearing a lot of chlorine and water around Southwest Florida. Max, my buddy over at Pelican Water Systems, is saying, seems like there's an uptick in the amount of chlorine in your water. Is that you? Is your chlorine smell in your water just driving you crazy? Maybe the chemicals? Maybe the fact that your family's drinking it, you're showering in it. Enough. Just go ahead and call them. Call Max. Schedule your free, no-obligation Pelican water test right now. They don't have to come in your home to test the water. They have a zero-contact option, and you can see exactly what's in your water, right? You might not even like what you find. But look, with the Pelican Water System, city or well water, you're going to love the way now that your water tastes. And your family's going to love it as well. Both salt and salt-free systems, so you're going to love not lugging in those bags of salt. And of course, you're going to love not hassling with buying bottled water, right? So for your free zero-contact Pelican water test, give Max a call. 239-880-7799. Tell him Drew Steele told you to call. 239-880-7799. Look, there's never any pressure. You can schedule online at pelicanwestfl.com.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. We came into business during the mortgage crisis of 2008, so you could say we've seen a thing or two and learned to adjust. Currently, we've made safety adjustments. At Pure Air, all employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your protection and theirs. If you need assistance with your air conditioning system, please know that Pure Air Conditioning is making safety priority number 1. You can chat with us online at getpureair.com.
My name is Dr. William Figelsdollar. As a businessman and investor here in Southwest Florida, I've built my fair share of buildings. In Congress, I will fight to build something new. A massive wall along our southern border, one that keeps the criminals, rapists, and drug lords out for good. I'm Dr. William Figelsdollar, And I approve this message because no matter what the career politicians say, my plan is simple. Secure the border, end illegal immigration, ban sanctuary cities, support President Trump, and put America first.
Paid for by Dr. William Figelsahler for Congress.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Now, I want you to listen to this because coming up, this... All right, you hear that? That is the sound, I'm not kidding, in California. Believe it or not, that is the sound of a forklift being rammed into the entrance of a Best Buy at a town center in California. And when we come back, I'm going to make the case that, along with some other videos that are out right now on social media, might explain a lot. A portion of, but an important portion of, why a lot of the anarchy that is happening right now is happening. And why there is this kind of destruction and bold moves. Driving a forklift into the entrance of Best Buy? I'll explain coming up.
This is Daybreak.
92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. I have my friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And the selection, of course, at Floor Meisters is amazing. The Core-Tech that I have now in my home. TJ, I got to tell you, it is unbelievable. My wife over the moon. It's like, it's perfect. Even down to the installation. Everything was amazing, TJ.
Well, I'm glad your wife is very happy with it.
So am I.
It's softer, it's quieter, it's beautiful, real look of wood, everything your wife wanted, and you got it all taken care of for her.
And so talk about the selection that you have.
Right now we have 90 colors of Core-Tech in stock, ready to go, pick up, put down as soon as you want it. Everything starting at $299 on up with lifetime warranty.
You have to love Core-Tech. You've got to love TJ and Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. If you haven't been there, go there today. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Now, whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Lower taxes, debt reduction, increased reserves. That's what Kevin Ruane did as mayor of Sanibel. Now Kevin Ruane is running for District 1 on the Lee County Commission. An accountant and businessman, Kevin Ruane knows what it takes to balance a budget and has the record to prove it. Kevin cut Sanibel's taxes by 26% and reduced debt by 80%, all while increasing the city's reserve funds. Now, more than ever, Lee County needs a strong conservative that knows how to run a business and isn't afraid to make the tough decisions to get our economy back on track. We need Kevin Ruane on the County Commission, guiding the way to job creation and financial stability as our economy recovers from the coronavirus crisis. Kevin will bring his 40 years of business experience and his proven record of results to the County Commission to lead the charge in the tough times that lie ahead. Let's put Kevin Ruane to work for us. Vote for Kevin Ruane for Lee County Commissioner. Paid by Kevin Ruane, Republican, for Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. A second round of protest in Naples took place yesterday despite the rain and included officers saying they were with protesters. The group started at the Collier County Courthouse and walked for more than 4 hours, sometimes even kneeling in the streets. And people also marched through downtown Fort Myers for another day of peaceful protests. They braved the rain with umbrellas and rain jackets. The group marched from the Fort Myers Police Department through downtown. There's a state of emergency for the eastern portion of Hendry County. That means there will be a curfew tonight from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. June 4th. The sheriff says this is in response to a social media post that a Black Lives Matter group is trying to organize a protest at the Walmart in Clewiston. It's the last day of school for kids in Lee County, but as students turn in their Chromebooks and the school year comes to an end, officials are not sure what will happen next year. Options include virtual learning, in-person learning, or some combination of the two. Louis Bruno, who was once all over Southwest Florida billboards and radio ads, is now behind bars. Bruno and 9 of his employees from Bruno Total Home Performance face fraud charges for allegedly upselling customers and forcing their names on financing contracts. Bruno and 3 of his employees are expected in court today. If you need help making ends meet, the new Lee Cares program can help you with child care. So far, only 100 parents were approved for the program, which is supposed to help about 2,000 children. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
A crash in Fort Myers at Ben Hill Griffin Parkway and College Club Drive is slowing traffic southbound. There is southbound roadblock as well, guys. So just to the south of Aligo, go ahead and avoid it for a nice, smooth commute. Hop on the interstate. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, another unsettled day of weather. Good chances for showers and storms, eventually becoming numerous from lunchtime and especially into the afternoon. Keep the umbrella handy because of the clouds and the off and on rain. Temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 80s. More chances for rain scattered across our area Thursday and Friday, becoming a bit more spotty for the weekend, especially Saturday. Breezy weather as we will be watching Cristobal working its way to the north in the Gulf of Mexico with its eyes set on Louisiana by Sunday and all the way towards Monday. For us, more chances for rain as temps build into the 80s and 90s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
Hello, I'm Tim Dos Santos from Better Than a Bistro. You've been to the grocery store and seen the headlines. Meat plants are closing and the selection is dwindling. Don't worry, just log on to betterthanabistro.com. Here at Better Than a Bistro, we've been serving Southwest Florida for almost a decade with Black Angus steaks, vacuum-sealed poultry, chop house pork, lamb, veal, as well as world-class seafood. All delivered courteously to your door and backed by our unconditional guarantee. Save now with code 92.5 Fox News.
BetterThanABistro.com.
True relief for back and neck pain. Sitting at home with back or neck pain, lying in a recliner suffering with leg pain or weakness, out of shape from sciatica, stenosis, or neuropathy? Get relief and get your life back. Non-surgical spinal decompression. This is Dr. Johnson, DC at 596 Back. Spinal decompression is an ingenious, innovative treatment that has shattered doctors' traditional ways of treating back or neck problems. Doctors have been left scratching their heads. Finally, avoid needles, epidurals, and drugs. This treatment is also super comfortable. Patients of any age can be treated and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. It uses a relaxing, computerized table to gently remove pressure on spinal nerves and discs, relieving pain, numbness, or weakness. Our Medicare-friendly office, Johnson Spinal Care, right on Highway 41, is disinfected between all patients in no long waits. Call now and get seen quickly and safely. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
No matter where you're boating, with Towboat US, you're covered by the world's largest towing fleet with over 300 ports nationwide. Your local Towboat US companies in Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties are here to help 24/7, 365 days a year. Inland, the river to Lake O, and out 75 nautical miles. And new membership pricing starts as low as $99. Call 239-945-1664 for more information, or visit TowboatUSCapeCoral.com. With Towboat US, you're never stuck on the water. I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Your local 1-hour air conditioning and heating team is open and ready to serve you. AC isn't a luxury, but rather is essential to your life. Give our team a call at 844-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The phone number and the text line, streaming live on YouTube. We are each and every day. Please join us there. Go to YouTube, just type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and then please subscribe to the channel when you do. It's great because then when we're on, it'll pop up on your phone or your TV there, and you'll know where to go, and then you can watch. And we appreciate you doing that. Coming up at 7:05 this morning, former Trump National Security Advisor, Deputy National Security Advisor, KT McFarland's going to join us. She's got a very interesting article out that talks about what we should know in the latest with Obamagate. We've got the issues of General Mike Flynn and what's happening there. We're going to talk to her about it, and she's got a book out called Revolution, and boy, it is fascinating when you think about her time, because if you remember, KT McFarland was the Deputy National Security Advisor. There was a lot going on early in the administration and the transition, and then she kind of went away for a little while to come back now and with this book and talk about it. So I'm looking forward to having a conversation with her coming up at 7:05. Also, I had to mention this. You know, I don't know if you heard about this yesterday, Jake. This was have you ever been to an event where it's not really interesting, it's more funny. You ever been to an event, Jake, where there are people that are trying to be quiet? And let's say you're at a library, and everybody is your headphones aren't working. If you're looking on YouTube, you're watching Jake. Those are headphones. Yes, you put them on your head, Jake. That is exactly what that is.
I was checking them for the virus.
All right. You ever go to a library or something and everybody's quiet, and then you'll be talking to somebody on the phone or something will happen and everybody's, shh, you got to quiet down. You know, those weird, awkward moments.
Like at a movie.
Yeah. So let's say if you were at a place like a movie theater. Well, listen, in New York City, there is no quiet in a movie theater. If you've ever been to one of the pains and the joys of going to see a movie in New York City is everybody talks during the movie. They all have their own commentary. You've got tens of people there that all have to say something about what's going on the screen. That's why I hate it. Can you tell I hate it?
It might be more entertaining that
way.
Sometimes
it is, and sometimes it's like annoying. It's like, Sal, we got it. You're funny. You're very funny, Sal. But anyway. If you were to go to a library, you kind of know it's you should be quiet, and if you talk really loud, probably people will shh you, right? If you go to a movie theater 9 times out of 10, people will shush you.
Golf,
right? If you're there, it's Tiger Woods looking at the birdie. He's on the 5th hole. Hey, Tiger, can I get your autograph? Shh, right? Here's CNN. CNN is at a silent protest in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's a silent protest. A lot of people, thousands, just sitting there quiet. It's a silent protest, right?
Miguel Marquez, who's live for us in St. Paul, Minnesota. And Miguel, you're at a protest at the state capitol building. Tell us more.
We were here last night. There were about 200 or 300 protesters, and I got to tell you, we are in a 5 minutes of silence right now. I'm going to show you. Take this off.
That's them yelling in the background, going, shh, stop talking.
I'm going to show you how big this crowd is. It is
Oh, and by the way, he still goes.
Absolutely massive. Thousands and thousands of people have showed up. If the president thought his photo op yesterday was going to have an effect, this is the result.
They're all yelling at him like, we're at a silent protest. Be silent. Why are you doing it? And he just keeps going on. And it's like, and then there are people that are walking up to the camera going, that's enough. That's enough. Oh, man.
This is CNN.
We choose truth over facts.
All right. Anyway, so there you go. 239-479-5592. All right. I wanted to make this case. I talked about it earlier, and I think that this is something that I stumbled upon, maybe, kind of, sort of, thought about. And I want to get your take on it. I asked Jake, and Jake, as a millennial, said, yeah, I think you're kind of... did you say right on the money is what I was on this take?
Yeah.
Right on the money. Okay.
I would say.
All right. So we played a little bit of the audio just a little while ago of a TikTok video. Jake, for those that don't know TikTok, how would you explain to people that don't know what TikTok is? How would you explain it?
Short videos.
Just little short videos.
About 60 seconds a piece, about as long as you get.
Kids love it. I'm talking like addicted to TikTok. I'm talking about neighbors that I have whose kids are staying home and not going outside for a few days because they want to watch TikTok videos all day. But is that safe to say that there are people that are doing that?
I've caught myself doing it.
Instagram, even Twitter, social media. What's the big thing about social media, Jake? How do you become popular on social media?
I don't really know how you become popular, but, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying like explain what you should do on social media to become the next social media icon. I'm saying what's currency? Quote unquote. What's currency to people on social media? It's
like endorsements.
But I mean, I don't mean literally tangibly. I'm talking about quote unquote currency. It's likes, right?
Oh, no, yeah, you're right.
Right. If people like your page, or they like your Instagram, whatever you did on Instagram or whatever you did on TikTok, that's social media currency. How do you get that social media currency, quote unquote? You get it by doing some of the most crazy, outrageous things you can imagine and then posting them on social media, like the kid who drove. This is audio of a kid driving a forklift into the front of a Best Buy in California as they went to loot the Best Buy. Maybe this is not along the same lines, but it kind of is. Virtue signaling teenagers trying to show out their window people who were walking to protest that they were supporting them, virtue signaling through the window of their apartment, taking video of them walking down the street and then giving them a thumbs up, holding up a fist and saying, yes, we're with you, only to find out.
Why are you? We're on your side! We're on your side! Holy shit! We're on your side! We're on your side!
Only to find out that when they did that video, that bricks were thrown at the window and smashed their windows in while they were trying to show support. You know, virtue signaling. Kids, virtue signaling. That goes on social media. It goes viral. It's something that they were thinking about putting on their social media feed to show solidarity and support, but also to get some likes, get some popularity, get some clicks. The smashing of the window takes it to another level. It's funny because you shouldn't virtue. A very, very valuable. Kids, don't virtue signal, okay? Just don't do it. But the point I was going to make is this. There's anarchy right now in the streets. There's no doubt. There are officers that were shot last night. There is a horrific video that's on Twitter that I can't believe hasn't been taken down. A security officer that was shot and killed trying to secure a building. We are constantly hearing about the looting and the smashing and the burning of buildings and people indiscriminately being beaten up. It's horrific what we're seeing. And it's anarchy and it's organized, everybody. Don't think that it's all peaceful protesters. It's not. Unfortunately, there are peaceful protesters, but these anarchists have infiltrated these movements and now have made it all just awful. There's no way you can peacefully protest when you have these anarchists who have come into these protests, these organized protests, right? But there's another side, I think, to all of this. And it's the fact that we're starting to see more and more of these outrageous situations that are taking place. Is it possible on social media? Kids, young kids, teenagers. We see more and more teenagers out on the streets at night. We see bold moves by teenagers out on the street at night. Has this become a game for them? Is this part of a game? Remember, there's two sides of it. In a lot of ways, has this become a game for kids where they live in a society where likes and clicks are their popularity, where likes and clicks are where they get their notoriety among their friends, among their peers in the world, in their social sphere. And if you're somebody who is longing for that and you don't have it, then you're willing to do some outrageous things to get it. There's something to be said as well about, I don't want to say, Jake, I don't want to say gaming. So don't get upset when I say this, okay? It's not you. I'm not talking about you going home and playing World Craft or crafting, craft some kind of world out of Lego blocks. I don't know. What? What's it called?
I don't know.
Okay. But I'm saying in a world where kids have been growing up, there's a generation of teenagers that have grown up that do not know what it's like to not have a phone in their hand, not know what social media is, not knowing knowing only that there's social media out there, communicating via social media, scores and likes and clicks and then there's the other side, everybody. They get paid. They get paid. If you are somebody on Instagram, you get enough likes, you're going to be asked for ad placements. If you're on TikTok, the TikTok video that I played for you of the forklift coming through the Best Buy was produced. It had music at the beginning of it. They're taking time to take these videos and produce them. They're not just thrown up like a journalist would do. I know I use the air quotes journalist. Where they're on the scene and taking a video. No. They take time to produce it up a little bit. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time, but the point is that that's going to get them likes. It's going to get them clicks. It's going to get them notoriety. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're all like this, but what I'm saying is that there's a lot of factions out there that are part of this is the case I'm making, and maybe you would argue my point. 239-479-5592, the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. You have one side that were peaceful protesters that were upset as they should be, as the whole world was, about the video that they watched and the death of George Floyd. Not one single person would disagree with that. Horrific, horrendous. A moment in time where we all should have been together on this until it was co-opted. Until we couldn't. Peaceful protests. Then in the middle, the large middle, is the anarchy. Antifa, the anarchists, the far left that have planned for this moment for a very, very long time, that want to destroy this nation, want to destroy the foundation, want to destroy everything about this country, and they found a way to do it, and they have willing partners to help them in this. Then there's another side of it, where there are kids that maybe are joining into the anarchy, not just because they want to be part of something bigger. Maybe they do want to be part of Antifa, but how about the other side, everybody? What about the side that has kids out there that just want to do the most outrageous thing and up the next person that takes a pair of pants. Well, guess what? I broke into a jewelry store and I took this. Or to get likes or to get popular. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just putting it out there because the people that I talked to this morning seem to think that it's a scary proposition, but it could be possible. And I'm just throwing that out there. Again, don't miss what I'm saying. Peaceful protesters were there at the start, co-opted by Antifa, radical left groups that are now bent on the destruction of the United States, are bent on the destruction of this president and this government. And it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. They're just tearing it down, and they found a way to do it. And there's another aspect of this. The kids in social media and the likes and clicks. And of course, I worry about that as well. All right, your thoughts, 239-479-5592. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Traffic, here's Sabrina Katz.
Some residual wet roadways if you're heading towards Charlotte County from showers that happened earlier, guys. So make sure to just watch that following distance. Also, traffic delayed in Fort Myers on 6 Mile heading south towards Daniels. Normal slowdowns on Metro heading south towards 6 Mile as well. And still seeing a crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive. No major backups here, but if you're heading south of Alico and want a crash-free commute, you can always hop on the interstate. That trip to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Keep the umbrella handy. Another day of active weather. Numerous showers and storms starting to grow and multiply from lunchtime into the afternoon. Because of the rain and the clouds, we'll see a high temperature of 87 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. On Monday, after delivering a Rose Garden speech, President Trump strode, that's walked for those of you in Rio Linda, to the historic St. John's Church, which had been vandalized and set afire by rioters the night before. Outside the White House, police had just confronted protesters reportedly firing tear gas. They didn't. They used smoke canisters and flashbangs to secure the area. Failed Democrat presidential candidate Kamala Harris decided to mount her Twitter soapbox. She attacked Trump, claiming that he tear gassed, he didn't, peaceful protesters in order to get a photo op. Now, Senator Harris, a former prosecutor, she should be able to comprehend how vital it is to secure the White House and its surroundings in an unstable situation. There's no low too low for Democrats, though, because of their insane hatred of President Trump. But there's another reason for her stupid allegation. Her real reason isn't hard to figure out. Kamala Harris wants attention. She's in a crowded field of high-profile Democrat women angling to get Biden's nod as his VP running mate. She's trying to overcome her dumb strategy during the first Democrat debate when she blindsided Plugs by accusing him of racism. Now, make no mistake, Kamala Harris, who let innocent men languish in jail to further her own political ambitions, could make the perfect VP choice for Joe Biden. She obviously has as little integrity as he does, so it ought to be fairly easy. Just because you can write does not qualify you to be a best-selling author. And the same logic applies to identity theft protection. You may be good at monitoring your credit, but that doesn't make you an authority on identity theft. Data breaches, your personal information gets in the wrong hands, this becomes complicated stuff. Cyber criminals commit identity theft every day. Now, on your own, you could miss certain identity threats, like somebody taking out a payday loan in your name, for instance, or your information stolen as part of a data breach put out there on the dark web for other cyber bad guys to use for their own selfish gain. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft, but let me tell you, LifeLock has the tools and the know-how to help you like no other. Join now. Save up to 25% off your first year. Just go to LifeLock.com, promo code RUSH. That's it. LifeLock.com, promo code RUSH. 25% off.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends Chad and Daniel at Jackson Pools, they are the best. Look, you know what's happening right now. They can close down the beaches, but they cannot shut down your beautiful resort-style pool from Jackson Pools. It's more important than ever to enjoy the healthy benefits of exercise and relaxation that you're going to get with your new Jackson Pool right now in your own backyard, featuring an elegant high-water design, a state-of-the-art recirculation system, custom coping, and a pebble interior finish. And you can have it all for under $35,000. And the truly amazing part is you can be swimming in less than 3 weeks from permitting. So I need to say that again. Look, if a pool is in your future, you've got to talk to my good friends at Jackson Pools. Sit on this doorstep on another hot and sweaty Southwest Florida summer? Well, no, because now is the perfect time to take the plunge. Contact Jackson Pools. Visit them now online at jacksonpools.com. Find out more. jacksonpools.com.
I'm Casey Askar. More immigrants come to America than any other nation on earth. But with a deadly virus spreading across the globe and millions of Americans unemployed, our borders have to be secure. That's why President Trump's order suspending immigration is essential. This pandemic proves just how important borders are. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. I'll help the president finish the wall and control the border once and for all.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. Also streaming live on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and subscribe. And then this way you'll know when we're live on the air. You can watch, and we appreciate you doing that right now. Coming up, KT McFarland is going to join us, the former Deputy National Security Advisor to President Trump. She has a book out called Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People. We're going to talk about General Mike Flynn. We're going to talk about even the situation that is happening now. A lot to discuss with KT McFarland up next.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I want to talk to you about my good friends at AMCO of Bonita Springs. You know, they're open. They are ready to handle any repairs or maintenance that you have for your car or truck, especially during these times. And look, they're taking precautions that they have to take to stay open at this point and to continue to earn a living for all of the team who depend on their paychecks for their families. They've adjusted their hours Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and they're encouraging you to drop off your vehicle. They know you've been through a lot together, and AMCO of Bonita Springs, I want you to remember, they opened the shop in 2008. That was during the recession then. And now, 12 years later, dealing with this again and these struggles brought on by the virus. So if you're in need of auto or truck repair, then you know where to go. It's AMCO of Bonita Springs. Kevin and his brother Todd have been side by side at AMCO of Bonita Springs since 2008. Together, we're all going to get through these difficult times. So give them a call. They're located on Burnwood Drive in Bonita, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Will you give them a call today? AMCO of Bonita Springs.
Two things can impact your ability to generate income in retirement: market volatility and taxes. It's also not what you make, but what you don't lose. Don't be forced to sell part of your portfolio in a down market to come up with necessary income. If no one has shown you how to reduce volatility in your portfolio while achieving greater income streams and how to pay less in taxes to keep more for yourself, let our team do that for you. I'm Bob Grace, founder of Grace Tax Advisory Group. Brad Gay and I will do a complimentary tax reduction analysis for you. Brad is a CPA and I'm a Juris Doctor. With tax increases already written into existing law, it's taxes now, taxes later, or taxes never. You choose. The less you pay in taxes, the more you keep. Call or text the word VISIT, V-I-S-I-T, to 866-366-1099. That's 866-366-1099.
Investment advisory services offered through Grace Capital Management Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Made Pro of Southwest Florida. Professional cleaning with a personal touch.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. A second round of protest in Naples took place yesterday despite the rain and included officers saying they were with protesters. The group started at the Collier County Courthouse and walked for more than 4 hours, sometimes even kneeling in the streets. And people also marched through downtown Fort Myers for another day of peaceful protests. They braved the rain with umbrellas and rain jackets. The group marched from the Fort Myers Police Department through downtown. There's a state of emergency for the eastern portion of Hendry County. That means there will be a curfew tonight from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. June 4th. The sheriff says this is in response to a social media post that a Black Lives Matter group is trying to organize a protest at the Walmart in Clewiston. It's the last day of school for kids in Lee County, but as students turn in their Chromebooks and the school year comes to an end, officials are not sure what will happen next year. Options include virtual learning, in-person learning, or some combination of the two. Louis Bruno, who was once all over Southwest Florida billboards and radio ads, is now behind bars. Bruno and 9 of his employees from Bruno Total Home Performance face fraud charges for allegedly upselling customers and forcing their names on financing contracts. Bruno and 3 of his employees are expected in court today. If you need help making ends meet, the new Lee Cares program can help you with child care. So far, only 100 parents were approved for the program, which is supposed to help about 2,000 children. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Some residual wet roadways if you're heading towards Charlotte County from showers that happened earlier, guys, so make sure to just watch that following distance. Also, traffic delayed in Fort Myers on 6 Mile heading south towards Daniels. Normal slowdowns on Metro heading south towards 6 Mile as well. And still seeing a crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive. No major backups here, but if you are heading south of Alico and want a crash-free commute, you can always hop on the interstate. That trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, another unsettled day of weather. Good chances for showers and storms, eventually becoming numerous from lunchtime and especially into the afternoon. Keep the umbrella handy because of the clouds and the off and on rain. Temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 80s. More chances for rain scattered across our area Thursday and Friday, becoming a bit more spotty for the weekend, especially Saturday. Breezy weather as we will be watching Cristobal working its way to the north in the Gulf of Mexico with its eyes set on Louisiana by Sunday and all the way towards Monday. For us, more chances for rain as temps build into the 80s and 90s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News, the conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and yes, it is time for you to do something about your style. Well, I mean, from your style, window treatments and decor. Now, don't get me wrong, you've got a great style, but maybe you need to fix up some things in your home, maybe like I did, the treatments on your windows, blinds, shutters, shades. Well, you've got to go to Your Style Window Treatments and Decor, a veteran family-owned and operated business with multiple brands of blinds, shades, and shutters. And they have this great fabric that they use. It's called Microban, and it's one kind of treatment that you might want to think about because of its antimicrobial protection. And it inhibits the growth of bacteria, mold, and mildew that can cause stains, odors, and degrade the fabric. Yeah, you can get that at Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. And they can provide all of this with certified trained sales, installation, right through till completion. So give Your Style Window Treatments and Decor a call, will you? 471-5006. You're going to love them. 239-471-5006 for Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. Or visit them online at yourstylewindowtreatments.com.
1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844 1 hour.
At Rock Solid, family comes first. And during this difficult time, Rock Solid makes you part of our family with family employee pricing on everything. Rock Solid is open and is giving you a guaranteed lifetime warranty. And there's more. Rock Solid guarantees installation in just 1 week. That's right, it's guaranteed. Do your family a favor by saving big with Rock Solid's family employee pricing offer while supporting local small business. See store for details.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
I'm attorney Matt Morgan with an important message. If you wait too long after your injury to call us, you may have no case, and that's money gone forever. Our team is fully enabled with video conferencing and a digital sign-up process to represent you from the comfort of your home, wherever you are, whenever you need. During these difficult times, we are working overtime to make sure that we're there for you. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial Pound Law on your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad, once again, blessed to know that you have decided to choose this program to be, your choice, the start of your day, and we do appreciate that. 239-479-5592 is the phone number in the text line. Also streaming live on YouTube. You could watch anytime at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe. We do appreciate it. Boy, there is a lot going on. It's sometimes hard to remember that along with everything that is happening right now that is important and what we see across the country, that there are a lot of other things that only weeks ago, not too long ago, were top of mind. Some of them were the issues of this pandemic, the coronavirus, the discussions about China and being held accountable possibly across the globe, and the issues of China trade. And then you also have even Obamagate, General Mike Flynn, issues there as well. And so I am so happy this morning to be joined by KT McFarland, former Trump Deputy National Security Advisor, and also has a fantastic book out called Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People. And she's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It's Drew Steele. Good morning. How are you?
I'm just great, Drew, and I'm so happy to be here in Florida with you. I live in New York, but came to Florida in March to visit my new grandson and stay with my daughter, Fiona McFarland, who's running for the Florida State House from Sarasota. And I decided it was so great here in Florida that I'm still here.
Well, I'll tell you, it is awesome. And, we obviously love it here. And boy, I'd love to spend a segment talking about Florida politics, because one thing we always care about, KT, is that we like our politics here in Florida. We like what's happening in Tallahassee. And when we think about others that move in, we worry, because we love to have everybody come in. We love to have everybody moving and enjoying everything about Florida, Southwest Florida. It's the politics. I think New Yorkers and in the Northeast quarter and some of the liberal areas. It's okay. You could keep the politics there. Just come and enjoy. We got this covered. We like to think of it that way sometimes.
See, I'm one of the only New Yorkers who's come to Florida because I like the politics in Florida.
Yeah, right. Yes. Listen, just come enjoy. That's all we're asking. We've handled this. We've got it. Just leave everything else. Leave your cares and worries behind. Speaking of cares and worries, before we get into the book, I do want to talk about and certainly General Flynn and Obamagate and so many other things. I did want to mention this because obviously the news top of mind, and I want to get your thoughts. The one thing that I think is important that maybe is being overlooked in what is happening in this country right now is that there are people, bad actors that are outside of this nation that are looking at what's happening here and thinking that they can see opportunity. I mean, I might make the case that China might look at this and love to let the world know, you see the problem with democracy? You see the problem with a constitutional republic? Do you see the problem with the United States? And might look at this and use this and make this propaganda. Your thoughts?
Well, you're exactly right. And that in fact, is one of the things that people are really not appreciating, is how the rest of the world is seeing us. China has gone around the world for a couple of years, and they've said, look, democracy's finished. America's days are over. Free market capitalism is a thing of the past. Our system is the one of the future. Authoritarian governments, state-directed capitalism, and we are going to rule the 21st century. And so they point to the stuff that's happening in America today. I mean, the Russia hoax, impeachment, both of which were frauds foisted upon the American people. And they're now looking at the riots, and they're saying, they're reinforcing to say, look, Americans can't deal with the virus. America's economy is now going to tank, and America can't even govern itself. See what we've been telling you all these years? Turn away from America. Turn towards China. We're going to run the world.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty appealing argument they're making to some countries right now. It's a wrong argument, but it's appealing.
Right. Yeah. And unfortunately, like you said, it's wrong. And we worry about that, certainly with the politics of the day. You think about journalism, the way journalism, I use air quotes, the way things are reported, the concerns about a media that maybe stokes and continues to talk down about this president, has done it since day one, found an opportunity, has not let their foot off the gas. I mean, it is even through all of the things that you have witnessed firsthand. For example, with General Flynn, you think about General Flynn and all the things we know now, all the documents that we see. That are before them, and an opportunity for them to maybe right the wrongs of the way it has been presented to the American people for the past couple of years, and yet they won't. And you wonder sometimes why.
They're making money on it.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. They're making money. The media was, especially cable news, was going nowhere. I mean, even the head of CNN said, we were really headed, for bad shape until Donald Trump came along. And so by bashing Donald Trump, they're making a lot of money on it. And they're openly admitting it. So I look at the media, and like you say, journalists in quotations, they're not journalists, they're partisans.
Yeah.
And they're partisans making money on it, along with the House Democrats, the people who have gone against Trump, the Obama officials, the intelligence community. They've all decided that Donald Trump and the revolution he presents, which is to drain the swamp, because they're the swamp.
Right.
Of course they hate him. And they're going to continue to go after him. Why? Because he's onto their game. And that's why I think it's such an important election coming up, and how, especially now with the pandemic and the economic crisis, and now the civil unrest in cities all across America, we need a strong leader. And it's not going to be Joe Biden, shrink wrapped and in the basement somewhere.
Yeah, that is true. KT McFarland joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, former Trump National Security Director, and her new book is called Revolution, and it's Trump, Washington, and We the People. I wanted to talk about General Flynn, if you don't mind, for just a second.
Sure.
I think if you were going to have a movie title for General Flynn, you might say the man that knew too much. I wonder if there's some truth to that. As far as Obamagate is concerned, I mean, as we have seen the documents and more about General Flynn, they wanted General Flynn for the longest time, and it wasn't because of the quote unquote Kislyak call and what he was trying to do and in league with Russia, but they wanted him because he did know too much, right, KT? Like as far as the Obama administration and what he knew.
They were going to find whatever reason they could to do a preemptive strike against Mike Flynn.
Yeah.
And it was really clear as his deputy, we could see it happening. The intelligence community would leak to the media every 3 days, another negative story, another attack against General Flynn. Why? Because he had made it really clear that when we came in, we would immediately look to a reorganization of the intelligence communities, and that we would immediately look into whatever abuses of power that happened. Because we gave the intelligence community enormous power after September 11th, and that was the right thing to do, so that they could go after terrorists. But what happened was that the senior officials of the intelligence community of the Obama administration worked together to try to jigger the 2016 election, and then when Trump still won, they tried to really undo the effects of the 2016 election. Why? They thought the American people had made a mistake and that they were so much smarter that they would just take things into their own hands and destroy President Trump and make sure that Mike Flynn wasn't there to see what was really going on behind the curtain.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, you were there early on, the first, right? The Deputy National Security Director. Did you get a sense in the transition that there was something odd was afoot? Was there ever any indication around you that something just wasn't right? Like it didn't feel like a natural transition. Like you got indications that even with the FBI and what we know about James Clapper and John Brennan and everything else and all of this together, did you ever get an indication that something was wrong here?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty clear during the transition that it was the intelligence community working with really with the media. They were leaking the stories that they wanted to the media. I mean, for example, there was one night when General Flynn and I spoke it was called the Passing of the Baton event. I write about this in my book, where we met with Susan Rice, the outgoing officials of the Obama administration, the incoming officials of the Trump administration, and it's supposed to symbolize the bipartisan nature of American foreign policy. Well, at the end of it, one of the senior Washington journalists said to me, Mike Flynn can't be he cannot be national security advisor. And I said, well, come on. He's got the president's trust. He knows the stuff. He'll be terrific.
Right.
And within 24 hours, the media started their attack on Flynn with the leaks, the transcripts that they got of this infamous phone call, which we now know was nothing.
Right.
But it was portrayed as if it was treason. And so they went after him right from the beginning. The other thing that was pretty obvious was we met on January 6th at Trump Tower with President-elect Trump and Pence and the leaders of the intelligence community, the guys you just mentioned, Clapper and Brennan and Comey. And they basically, at the end of it, Comey pulled Trump aside. They had a private conversation, and it was the shakedown talk. It was Comey saying to Trump, we've got all this information about you, all of which was false, by the way.
Right.
It was the Steele dossier. It was weird sex stuff. And Comey was basically saying, play the game, keep me in this job, or we're going to release this to the public. And we're going to get you. We know how to get you. It was basically the shakedown.
It's unbelievable. And it's another reason why I would encourage you to get her book, Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People. You can hear about this story, read more about it, and so many others, and going through what has been. You have to say that, boy, without this president in office right now, so many things that we would not know, so many things that we would not see, so much has come to light. The shining light on the establishment in the swamp, like you mentioned, and can you even imagine where we would be right now? I can't. Certain people come along at certain times in history. You may say it's providence. I do, but certainly, my goodness, what else could you say, right? I mean, just to see what we've been able to see so far.
They've almost gotten away with it, but not this time.
Yeah.
Between the Attorney General, between the investigation of the investigators, the stuff is coming out by the day.
Yeah.
The documents, the handwritten notes. They knew from the beginning the Russia thing was a hoax, but they were going to use it to take down Trump. And what did they do? They used it, and the consequence was for 3 years they put Americans at each other's throats. They ripped us apart over this absolute hoax that they knew was a fraud from the beginning.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out at the beginning of this conversation, our adversaries looked at this as an opportunity to take advantage of America, and look where we are now.
Yeah, and that is such a big portion of all of this that I am really concerned about, is how the rest of the world sees us, and how you have China and how they are portraying this great nation, and one that people fight to get in. They don't fight to get out, KT, as you know. It's and that's, part of it. But I do want to end with this, and I would just ask this question, and if you'd like to comment. I wonder if, even knowing everything we know about, and that you would read about in her book, Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People, everything that we know about what they did to General Flynn, all the things that we're seeing right now, and also with the amount of new information that is coming out and that we're seeing. I wonder if, because people are always saying, when are we going to see justice? When are we going to see handcuffs? When are we going to see all of these people, these players, something happening, some indictments, something that we could see that's tangible, that we know that justice will be served. And I'm worried about that. I wonder if instead of that, it's really going to be about legacy. That I wonder if it's more about showing what was done, that we can't let this happen to anybody, Republican or Democrat, ever again, and that what will be out there is full exposure of what happened, legacies that will be destroyed, legacies that I'm sure with Obama that would like to be held up, that will be changed, but certainly that we will see what happened in the hopes that it won't happen again. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And, I talked about this to President Trump several times in the last month or so. And he promised me in person and over the phone. And he said, I'm not going to rest until we get to the bottom of this and find out what happened and hold people responsible. Because you're right. Normally this stuff just gets brushed under the rug. Nobody, we have to protect the institutions and nobody's ever really held accountable. This time it's too big and it's gone too far. And there's now too much information coming out for anybody to ignore it.
Yeah. All right. KT McFarland joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, former Trump National Security Director, of course, her book, Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People, where all your favorite books are located. It's there. And, hey, maybe next time we'll talk Florida politics. That's what we'll do. What? Maybe.
Sounds really good to me.
Does it? Or we'll just
decided to move to Florida with my Floridian daughter.
Yes. Or we'll just talk fine restaurants and great beaches, or some of the other great things about the state. Maybe we'll just make it light. Who knows? All right. I appreciate a few minutes. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. We'll see you soon. There she goes. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County on Livingston, heading north towards Pine Ridge Road for about 1 mile. Avoid it, hop on Airport Pulling Road. Also a disabled vehicle at City Gate Boulevard and 951. This is to the north of I-75. And my commuters in Fort Myers still seeing that crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive, slowing traffic northbound, bumper to bumper on Ben Hill towards Alico. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Keep the umbrella handy. Another day of active weather. Numerous showers and storms starting to grow and multiply from lunchtime into the afternoon. Because of the rain and the clouds, we'll see a high temperature of 87 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
True Steel. Weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Now, Hurricane Irma was a long time ago, but believe it or not, problems with tile roofs, they continue to occur as a result. Now, many homeowners are just now feeling the effects of the hidden damage that occurred to their tile roof. Now, whether it's new leaks, cracked, unsecured tiles, these roofs are living on borrowed time. Now, tile roofs, by nature of their design, are susceptible to lift and powerful storms like hurricanes. When this occurs, your tile underlayment can be compromised, but you would not realize it until possibly years later. Now, with Cathedral Roofing Innovations, you get a great roofing company to inspect your roof for any damage. And just because you don't have leaks doesn't mean you don't have issues. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com. They are the tile experts in Naples, and they will start the inspection process right away. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com. cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
Hey, Southwest Florida. When disasters strike, whether fire, flood, or hurricane, and it's time to file an insurance claim, remember, the more details you provide, the faster and better your chances are of getting the claim paid. That's where Bonafide's AIP comes in. With a virtual tour, photos, and itemized list of your assets on a secure file, those details are always just a few clicks away. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Bonafide at 239-244-8086 or visit us on the web at bonafidemeasurements.com and schedule your AIP today.
I'm Dean Eagle, and this is more than just another campaign ad.
This is a promise. Communist China will be held accountable. They will pay for the crisis caused by the coronavirus pandemic. As Republican Majority Leader of the Florida House of Representatives, I fought alongside Governor DeSantis to ban sanctuary cities and pass E-Verify. Now, I'm asking for your vote so I can fight alongside President Trump in Congress. I'm Dane Eagle, and if I'm elected, I will call for a tribunal to put Communist China on trial, just like Nazi Germany after World War II. The world deserves the truth. What did China know? Was this an attack on the global economy? Was their intent to harm America? I will demand we get these answers. Nations affected by COVID-19 need to work together under American leadership to put Communist China on trial and uncover the truth. I'm Dane Eagle. I'm asking for your vote so I can hold Communist China accountable. That's a promise.
Paid for by Dane Eagle for Congress.
I'm Dane Eagle, and I approve this message.
Hello, I'm Tim Dos Santos from Better Than a Bistro. You've been to the grocery store and seen the headlines. Meat plants are closing and the selection is dwindling. Don't worry, just log on to betterthanabistro.com. Here at Better Than a Bistro, we've been serving Southwest Florida for almost a decade with Black Angus steaks, vacuum-sealed poultry, chop house pork, lamb, veal, as well as world-class seafood. All delivered courteously to your door and backed by our unconditional guarantee. Save now with code 92.5 Fox News.
BetterThanABistro.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. Streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, type it into the search engine there in YouTube, and Steele with 3 E's. And please subscribe to the channel, and this way you'll know when we're on and we're live, and you can watch at your convenience. Coming up, all right, a couple of thoughts. I know a lot of people were holding earlier. They wanted to talk about this notion that I had about not only peaceful protesters that started out, that were co-opted by the anarchists, Antifa, that came along, and now we see the rioting and the looting and the things that are going on. And what part does the media play in all of this? Even some people that are now questioning in the media whether or not they should be going the way they're going, full force ahead, reporting on all of this as if there's nothing to see here. It's mostly peaceful. Everything is fine. Yeah, there's a couple of bad eggs in here. No. But also the other side, which is how many of these kids, these teenagers, these college kids that you're seeing out there that are causing a lot of the destruction are doing this for attention? Is that possible? Also, the park police story and tear gas. Yeah, not so much.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA-approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure, and no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA-approved hospital-grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376, or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. ZEROREZ.
Cataract surgery is not so basic anymore.
Because technology has paved the way so that patients can design their vision to meet their individual lifestyle needs. Dr. Jonathan Franz and his team of caring professionals at Franz Eye Care are bringing you state-of-the-art technology through the light adjustable lens. So what's the wow factor, you ask? Your prescription adjustments can be customized after cataract surgery through a series of non-invasive light treatments. The light adjustable lens is made of a special photosensitive material that changes the power of an implanted lens in response to UV light. Imagine that, a lens designed for the unique individual nature of your eyes. It's lights on after cataract surgery with the light adjustable lens. Call Franz Eye Care today to find out if you qualify and see your future in 2020. Dial ** 2020 from your cell phone or call 239-418-0999. That's 239-418-0999.
Dial ** 2020. Franz Eye Care.
Tyler McDaniel here. And Brad McDaniel. We're the second generation of Kenmar Care. For our whole lives, our father Ken McDaniel raised us and instilled in us the work ethic and morals which we operate under and live by today. Kenmar Care has teamed up with Maytag to bring high-quality products to you covered by Maytag's exclusive 12-year parts and 12-year dependability promise on select purchases. Be treated like family. Call Kenmar Care. 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040. And online at kenmarcare.com. License number CAC 057163.
No matter where you're boating, with Towboat US, you're covered by the world's largest towing fleet with over 300 ports nationwide. Your local Towboat US companies in Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties are here to help 24/7, 365 days a year. Inland, the river to Lake O, and out 75 nautical miles. And new membership pricing starts as low as $99. Call 239-945-1664 for more information. Or visit towboatuscapecoral.com. With Towboat US, you're never stuck on the water.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. A second round of protest in Naples took place yesterday despite the rain and included officers saying they were with protesters. The group started at the Collier County Courthouse and walked for more than 4 hours, sometimes even kneeling in the streets. And people also marched through downtown Fort Myers for another day of peaceful protests. They braved the rain with umbrellas and rain jackets. The group marched from the Fort Myers Police Department through downtown. There's a state of emergency for the eastern portion of Hendry County. That means there will be a curfew tonight from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. June 4th. The sheriff says this is in response to a social media post that a Black Lives Matter group is trying to organize a protest at the Walmart in Clewiston. It's the last day of school for kids in Lee County, but as students turn in their Chromebooks and the school year comes to an end, officials are not sure what will happen next year. Options include virtual learning, in-person learning, or some combination of the two. Louis Bruno, who was once all over Southwest Florida billboards and radio ads, is now behind bars. Bruno and 9 of his employees from Bruno Total Home Performance face fraud charges for allegedly upselling customers and forcing their names on financing contracts. Bruno and 3 of his employees are expected in court today. If you need help making ends meet, the new Lee Cares program can help you with child care. So far, only 100 parents were approved for the program, which is supposed to help about 2,000 children. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County on Livingston, heading north towards Pine Ridge Road for about 1 mile. Avoid it, hop on Airport Pulling Road. Also a disabled vehicle at Citygate Boulevard and 951. This is to the north of I-75. And my commuters in Fort Myers still seeing that crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive, slowing traffic northbound, bumper to bumper on Ben Hill towards Alico. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, another unsettled day of weather. Good chances for showers and storms, eventually becoming numerous from lunchtime and especially into the afternoon. Keep the umbrella handy because of the clouds and the off and on rain. Temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 80s. More chances for rain scattered across our area Thursday and Friday, becoming a bit more spotty for the weekend, especially Saturday. Breezy weather as we will be watching Cristobal working its way to the north in the Gulf of Mexico with its eyes set on Louisiana by Sunday and all the way towards Monday. For us, more chances for rain as temps build into the 80s and 90s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners, my good friends. They are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
My name is Dr. William Figelsdollar. As a businessman and investor here in Southwest Florida, I've built my fair share of buildings. In Congress, I will fight to build something new. A massive wall along our southern border, one that keeps the criminals, rapists, and drug lords out for good. I'm Dr. William Figelsdollar, and I approve this message because no matter what the career politicians say, my plan is simple. Secure the border, end illegal immigration, ban sanctuary cities, support President Trump, and put America first.
Paid for by Dr. William Figelsdollar for Congress.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Coming up in 10 more minutes, people were asking, okay, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. That's coming up at 7:50. And also, we'll be talking about, I just noticed that, wait a minute, hold on a second. Where did that go? Oh, I was just noticing that some people were posting the fact that Joe Biden winning big there in the Pennsylvania primary. It's weird that at this moment, is it strange to anybody that you've got a presidential primary in Pennsylvania and the results are in, and President of the United States, Donald Trump, with 94.41% of the vote, as you would imagine, you'd have a few percentage points of Weld and De La Fuente. You got like 40,000 total in the state, but 743,000 for the president. And at this moment in time, in Pennsylvania, Joe Biden wins with 77% of the vote. 558,000. Bernie Sanders got 138,000. Tulsi Gabbard got 27,000. I'm just saying, it seems odd that at this moment in time you would you would have Joe Biden who only gets 77% of the vote, and when like we all know that he's the guy, right? I mean, why is it
not a joke?
I'm just asking. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. It's like, why you vote? 138,000 people in Pennsylvania voted for Bernie Sanders. Do they not have TV or radio, or how does that work? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure all that out. I know. 239-479-5592. Like a lot of early voting. Is that what it is? You know, that moment in time where we have lots of early voting that's going on, and you vote for a candidate, and then the candidate drops out and it's like, hey, can I get that back? No, I can't. I can't. Never mind. Okay. Just saying. Putting that out there. All right. Speaking of Democrats, did you hear about this Democrat Eliot Engel? Do you know who that is? Democrat Eliot Engel has been a representative there in New York for about 175 years. No, I'm not kidding. 16 terms as a Democrat congressman, Eliot Engel. 16 terms. Chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. He got caught on a hot mic. Uh-oh. What happened? You don't hear a whole lot. Look at Jake. Jake just perked up. Jake heard hot mic and he's like, wait a minute. Was it hot mic that perked you up, or did you spill something on your shirt? What was it?
I'm just looking forward to hearing a Democrat talk about how he really doesn't care about you.
Do you know this story already? Or
I don't, but I can only imagine.
Yes, you can. So there's a little exchange going on, and Eliot Engel's talking to an event organizer. So they're there in, I think it's the Bronx. Is that where they were? They're at a press conference about vandalism that's happening in New York City. As you can imagine, it's been awful. Maybe you can't. I have family that live in New York City. I have family that live in Brooklyn. I have family right now that live in Philadelphia, and in the city. And from all three that I talked to yesterday, they said you can't even imagine the damage and destruction that's happened here. You can't even imagine. You can't even imagine that. As a matter of fact, one said that the Target that she usually goes to in Philadelphia is gone. Like it's completely destroyed. It's can't go there anymore. And not sure where she's going to shop. And she just moved to the city just about 6 months ago, right in the heart of downtown, right there in the middle of it, of all of it. And it's awful. It's absolutely awful. So with all of this rioting and vandalism that's happening, there's an event organizer who's talking to people. A lot of people wanted to speak to the crowd that was gathered around, and during an exchange, you hear this talking to an event organizer, explaining to people that we got too many people. We can't really get everybody to talk if you don't mind. So listen to this, Jake. So the event organizer talking.
Didn't go down the list, and it's just too many folks here.
There's just too many folks here. A lot of people on the list, just too many folks here. And Eliot Engel says,
I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't care. Say that again? I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't care. Don't do that to me. We're not going to do this. We're not going to.
Did you hear what he said? He said, if I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't care. If I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't care. He's like, say that again? If I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't care. And he's like, don't do this to me. We're not going to do this. He's like, everybody has a primary. You realize that? Yeah, but in New York, when you're elected 16 terms, no joke, 16 terms, there's that entitlement thing that comes in. You know, like I get to speak on that, and I wouldn't care about any of this, except I got a primary. Now, for those that are watching right now that are of the liberal persuasion, and I get your email, so I know that you're watching on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. I know you're there. You might be saying, oh, no, listen, wouldn't you be upset if it was anybody, Republican, Democrat, if anybody were to speak that way or care like that or not care? So don't get carried away. It just seems like it's the Democrats that always get caught on the mic saying things like that. Almost like expressing how they really feel about the community. It's just, when you're there for 16 terms, it's yours. You know how I love how people say that, right? Like it was Rick Scott who took Bill Nelson's seat. It wasn't Bill Nelson's seat. He didn't own it. Just because he was there for a long, long time doesn't mean he owns it. It's not his seat. That expression is just so. Just wanted to put that out there. 239-479-5592. I see some calls coming in. Oh, by the way, some local and national mixed together. People were asking me yesterday about this. Did you know that the bust of Robert E. Lee was taken out of downtown Fort Myers? Sons of the Confederacy took the bust down. It is gone. And the reason why was because they were concerned about it. If there was going to be some protests downtown Fort Myers, that they were concerned about about damaging landmarks, vandalism. Not the only city, everybody. City of Alexandria, Virginia, removed a 131-year-old Confederate statue from a pedestal. City workers took down the Appomattox. Alexandria, like all great cities, is constantly changing and evolving, he said. Now, someone said that the United Daughters of the Confederacy, the owners of the monument, notified the city yesterday that they would remove the statue this morning. They could imagine and they could see what was coming, and they wanted to take it down. Now, the interesting side of that is something that Jake said yesterday. And what did you say, Jake, when you brought that up to me yesterday? Do you remember what you said about it?
I don't.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty. That's what I love about you. No, you were concerned about whether it was going to go back up, right? Was it going to be something that...
It just seemed like it was a coincidence that they're all being targeted.
Well, they weren't. Yeah, they were being taken down by the people that take care of them, that own them.
Other states. I've just seen a lot of content of them being destroyed and defaced.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I brought up, what was it, yesterday? Kosciuszko was one of the monuments that was defaced. I believe the hand was ripped off and it was... I don't know if it was a hand ripped off, but it was spray painted, and it was defaced. It was a mess. This Kosciuszko statue, I think it was in New York. Was it in New York? I forget where it was. Or it was. But if you knew the history of Kosciuszko, a Polish immigrant in the 1700s, and somebody who actually used his wealth to not only free slaves, but to educate them. Sometimes you want people to read a book. But, yeah. So, like Jake was saying, there's a lot of that going on, but there's a lot of destruction, arson, looting that has been happening all across the country. And you know, the concerns about how things are being reported. You know, and maybe even Drew in Naples wanted to comment on this. Drew wanted to comment on the walk to the church. Is that right, by the president?
Yes, I did. I was listening to you and what the attorney or some lady from the administration that was on yesterday, right, talking about what happened?
Jenna Ellis, yeah.
Yes, and you said they had dispersed the crowd, and Jenna went on with actually, I thought, quite an impressive kind of how he was there because he wanted to prove that, you know, houses of worship aren't going to lay down and allow this stuff to happen.
Mm-hmm.
As I look further into it, apparently they dispersed the crowd with tear gas or with pepper bombs and smoke bombs and rubber bullets. And when Trump got there, I wish he would have given the speech that she said, but he didn't say anything. He awkwardly stood there and held a Bible upside down and backwards. And I don't feel that...
How do you know? Wait. Well, hold on. First of all, how do you know it was upside down and backwards?
Because of the way there's that felt piece that is like a bookmark that hangs in there, and also because of the way the spine faces.
Okay.
That kind of bookmark in the Bible is always at the top, and in your spine you always hold to the left as you open the book.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
That way I could tell.
Sure.
Yeah.
So right. There's no true. So we're number one. Okay.
Well,
obviously, wait. Well, let me. Hold on.
I'm more upset about the way he cleared out the crowd.
All right. Well, let's do that first. Let's take one thing at a time. Number one, you do realize that the park police said that they used smoke canisters, that they did not use tear gas, and they did not use rubber bullets.
I'm sorry. I thought I corrected myself and said yes. It was smoke bombs and pepper bombs.
Yeah, they weren't. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything about pepper bombs. All I see is the. I'm looking at the USPP statement that was made. That all they said was that it was smoke. That officers found. Oh, by the way, just in case you were wondering how peaceful the people that were there, that were in front at Lafayette Park, and how peaceful protesters, peaceful they were. They were throwing bricks, frozen water bottles, and caustic liquids. And we also found out that there were caches of gas bottles, baseball bats, metal poles hidden along the street. So nothing to see here. Now, as I look, Yeah, it says smoke canisters and pepper balls, right? No tear gas was used. So for those that have continued to, and even now are continuing to say that it was tear gas, why is it that we don't walk that back? Like, why haven't people walked that back? Oh, Drew's gone. Bye, Drew. That was it? Okay. Sounds like Drew wasn't exactly a fan of the president making the walk over to the church. He didn't like the way he was holding the Bible. Gotcha. Okay. Doesn't sound... I'm just wondering, like, if he would have, or does support the president at all in any way, shape, or form. Again, you don't have to report it this way. If you started out reporting something a certain way, and you found out that it wasn't true, you don't double or triple down, do you? The media does. And the media does it because they're not fans of the president. They're not journalists. They're trying to perpetuate a truth, not the truth. And their truth is one that's always going to be against the president. Okay. You ready? Let's do this now. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Why don't we do that right now, Jake? Let's why don't we just play Drew's College and put all of that aside for just a little bit? It ain't going anywhere. I know I said, don't say ain't. 239-479-5592. If you would like to play, we would love to have you call right now. We'll take caller number 3 at 239-479-5592. And the third caller will play Drew's College. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Let's try to have a little bit of fun right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County on Livingston, heading north towards Pine Ridge Road for about 1 mile. Avoid it, hop on Airport Pulling Road. Also, a disabled vehicle at City Gate Boulevard and 951. This is to the north of I-75. And my commuters in Fort Myers still seeing that crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive, slowing traffic northbound, bumper to bumper on Ben Hill towards Alico. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Keep the umbrella handy. Another day of active weather. Numerous showers and storms starting to grow and multiply from lunchtime into the afternoon. Because of the rain and the clouds, we'll see a high temperature of 87 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This is Jerry. I listen to Drew Still in the morning and Trey Radel at night, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Rockstar Harley's Relief Package is here. Rockstar Harley's Relief Package allows you to trade out of your current Harley payment and no more payments till 2021 on a new Harley, or buy any new Harley and don't make any payments until 2021. Finance specialists on site to get you approved only at Rockstar Harley. On approved credit ends Sunday.
Decorating a light switch cover? That's a do-it-yourself. Rewiring the light switch? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Don't take chances. Call your locally owned Mr. Sparky for any electrical repair. We always leave your home safer than we found it, and Mr. Sparky's straightforward pricing means no surprises.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Rock Solid knows you've sacrificed a lot during these difficult times. Washing your hands often, social distancing, keeping your family and community safe. Please don't forget the virus and bacteria can remain on hard surfaces like your countertops. Rock Solid's experienced experts can deep clean, sanitize, and reseal your countertops, keeping your home or business truly safe. Book your Rock Solid Special Safety Service right now by calling 596-7676 or on the web at rocksolidnaples.com. Be safe and stay healthy.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
True relief
for back and neck pain.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, if you're suffering with a spinal-related problem, pain, numbness, or weakness, through the use of spinal decompression therapy, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of local residents return to a pain-free, productive life. People who once suffered from stenosis, sciatica, bulging, or herniated discs and thought there was no solution are now living pain-free. Spinal decompression is relaxing and painless, while it gently eases pressure off painful nerves and spinal discs. No pain, no needles, and no surgery. I've successfully been using spinal decompression in Southwest Florida for over 13 years, and the results are only getting better. Take your life back. Our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, right on Highway 41, is disinfected between all patients and no long waits. Call now and get seen quickly and safely. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
It's Aaron from Shoot Center. Glock Day is nearly here. Saturday, July 18th, get free Glock range demos and up to $50 off the most popular Glock handguns on the market. Shoot Center has the best prices on Glock handguns anyhow, but why not save even more? Shoot Center also carries a wide variety of Glock accessories, hundreds of Glock factory magazines in stock right now. Stop in anytime, but don't forget about Glock Day, Saturday, July 18th. You won't want to miss it.
Shoot Center Cape Coral, just south of Escaya Del Prado.
Your local 1-hour air conditioning and heating team is open and ready to serve you. AC isn't a luxury, but rather is essential to your life. Give our team a call at 844-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to John. John is in beautiful Fort Myers. How do I know? Because here's John. Hi, John.
Hey.
Hey. Man, a few words. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD or associate's degree. Question, sir, starts right now. Hey, John, do you know the capital of the great state of Florida? Where is that? What is it?
Tallahassee.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got associates. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Francis Scott Key. Why do we know the name Francis Scott Key?
He was a captain, a naval captain. I have just begun to fight, something like that.
No, he wrote the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. All right, no worries. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who preceded Ronald Reagan as president of the United States? Preceded.
Mr. Jimmy Carter.
That's right. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among these are...
Free speech.
It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All right, no worries. Hey, man, a few words there. John, you got yourself a bachelor's degree today on Drew's College, so big congratulations to you. And Jake's got a prize closet filled with something. I don't know what it is, but Jake does, and you get to hold on now and speak to Jake, and he'll get you the info on how you'll get your diploma and your prizes and so much more. So can you stay right where you are?
Thank you, Drew. You're a great show.
I am a great show. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. What are you laughing at?
Top secret. You have to have top secret, security clearance.
I have no idea what he's talking.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Casey Asgar. More immigrants come to America than any other nation on earth. But with a deadly virus spreading across the globe and millions of Americans unemployed, our borders have to be secure. That's why President Trump's order suspending immigration is essential. This pandemic proves just how important borders are. I'm Casey Asgar, and I approve this message. I'll help the president finish the wall and control the border once and for all.
Across America, business owners are figuring things out, finding new ways to serve customers, connect employees, and work with partners. Comcast Business is right there with you, with a network that helps give you speed, reliability, and security. Enough bandwidth to handle all your connected devices and applications. Voice solutions for any size business, including remote call forwarding and readable voicemail. Safe, convenient installation when you need it, and support 24/7. Get the connectivity your business needs with Comcast Business. Right now, internet starts as low as $34.95 per month for 2 years when you add one voice mobility line and Connection Pro with 2-year agreement and sign up for paperless billing and automatic payments. Plus, ask about other offers to get a prepaid card worth up to $500. When every connection counts, you can count on us. Call 1-800-501-6000 today.
Requires enrollment, paperless billing, and automatic payments through Comcast Business My Account or service charge increases by $10 per month. Offer in 6/22/20. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited to new Comcast Business Internet 25 megabits per second customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires additional charge for one voice mobility line and Connection Pro. Equipment installation, taxes, and fees extra subject to change.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy is reopening and to help the community, we've decided to offer free emergency service calls through the week and cut our weekend rates in half. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your protection and theirs. If your air conditioner decides to break or you just aren't willing to take the chance, chat with us online at getpureair.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. A second round of protest in Naples took place yesterday despite the rain and included officers saying they were with protesters. The group started at the Collier County Courthouse and walked for more than 4 hours, sometimes even kneeling in the streets. And people also marched through downtown Fort Myers for another day of peaceful protests. They braved the rain with umbrellas and rain jackets. The group marched from the Fort Myers Police Department through downtown. There's a state of emergency for the eastern portion of Hendry County. That means there will be a curfew tonight from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. June 4th. The sheriff says this is in response to a social media post that a Black Lives Matter group is trying to organize a protest at the Walmart in Clewiston. It's the last day of school for kids in Lee County, but as students turn in their Chromebooks and the school year comes to an end, officials are not sure what will happen next year. Options include virtual learning, in-person learning, or some combination of the two. Louis Bruno, who was once all over Southwest Florida billboards and radio ads, is now behind bars. Bruno and 9 of his employees from Bruno Total Home Performance face fraud charges for allegedly upselling customers and forcing their names on financing contracts. Bruno and 3 of his employees are expected in court today. If you need help making ends meet, the new Lee Cares program can help you with child care. So far, only 100 parents were approved for the program, which is supposed to help about 2,000 children. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County on Livingston, heading north towards Pine Ridge Road for about 1 mile. Avoid it, hop on Airport Pulling Road. Also a disabled vehicle at City Gate Boulevard and 951. This is to the north of I-75. And my commuters in Fort Myers still seeing that crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive, slowing traffic northbound, bumper to bumper on Ben Hill towards Alico. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, another unsettled day of weather. Good chances for showers and storms, eventually becoming numerous from lunchtime and especially into the afternoon. Keep the umbrella handy because of the clouds and the off and on rain. Temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 80s. More chances for rain scattered across our area Thursday and Friday, becoming a bit more spotty for the weekend, especially Saturday. Breezy weather as we will be watching Cristobal working its way to the north in the Gulf of Mexico with its eyes set on Louisiana by Sunday and all the way towards Monday. For us, more chances for rain as temps build into the 80s and 90s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hi, this is Sarah from Naples, and I listened to Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan will give you $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. And we'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says $10,000, we'll give you $18,000. You must act fast, though. Visit NaplesNissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. I've been repairing and replacing roofs for 27 years. We operate with integrity, knowledge, and service. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure and no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA approved hospital grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376 or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. Z-E-R-O-R-E-Z.
Northern Tool and Equipment is here to help with the right tool for any job. Our stores are open and cleaning around the clock. Contactless curbside pickup is available when you order on northerntool.com. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious works.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am glad you're here. Thank you for making this program your choice each and every morning. We cannot tell you how blessed we are that you would choose this program, and thank you. Even Jake the Millennial, wanted to say thank you this morning. The camera keeps moving. The camera keeps moving. If you're watching us on YouTube, just go to YouTube, and all you need to do is type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and please subscribe while you're there. We appreciate that. For some reason, Jake is off camera. Like the camera, but the camera's moved. It is moving like it's.
Do I need to move? Which way?
No, it's not you. It's it's got a life of its own. It just kind of starts to take off. It's like it was perfectly centered on you, and then all of a sudden it just starts to go. The good news is that it's moving to the right. See what I did there? So anyway. By the way, apparently the pandemic's over, everybody. That's it. We don't have anything to worry about, Jake. We were talking about it on the break. Nothing to worry about, I guess. The pandemic over. No talk of pandemics. No talk about masks. I see lots of rioters and anarchists outside, and I see people, nobody's wearing a mask. The reporters that are there are wearing masks while they're standing behind people that are all together and nobody's social distancing and hardly anybody's wearing a mask. If you notice that.
Now back to scheduled programming.
That's it. Now back to our regular schedule. No, really, is that where we are now? It's all over. Oh, there's news on the pandemic. Do you want to hear the latest news on the pandemic? You're going to like this. Here we go. You're not going to like, I need intro music. Here we go. I thought I had pandemic music. Didn't I have? I thought I had some really good pandemic music recently.
Some Days of Your Lives intro music would be perfect.
What? All right, here we go. Architect of lockdown policy admits Sweden achieved similar outcomes without lockdowns. What? What are you trying to say? The scientist architect behind the lockdown policy to stop the spread of coronavirus admitted that Sweden, which rejected the lockdown model, had similar results to those nations with lockdowns. That's from Imperial College London scientist Neil Ferguson, made the startling comments in his first public address since he was caught violating his own social distancing guidelines in order to continue an affair with a married woman. Oh, did we throw that in there? Yeah, that was, the Blaze had that story, and you can read it there. So there you go. By the way, another great reason to visit our YouTube channel is so that you can find out more about the policies there in Sweden. And if you missed it, we had a great interview with Bjorn Lomborg there in Sweden about 3 weeks ago, and you can see the video there and how he was explaining what they were doing in Sweden. And it's a pretty important video that you can watch at our YouTube channel. But there you go. It is interesting how that works. It's interesting how the things that... now, don't get me wrong, that there are people that are talking about the concerns of spikes in cases and the concerns that there are people that are not following social distancing rules. There are people that are even concerned that Bill de Blasio, as mayor of the city of New York, and there in the state of New York, they had no problem bringing in the National Guard to make sure that people were honoring the quarantine at the time. But the same mayor has decided that no, we're not going to bring in any National Guard troops. We're not going to do anything like that because, well, why? Well, he talked about it yesterday. The city of New York has been surrendered to the anarchists. That is not hyperbolic. That is true. Being able to speak to relatives who live in Manhattan, who live in Brooklyn, who live in the boroughs, who live in Philadelphia, I can tell you that these major metropolitan cities have been destroyed or ruined night after night. There are people that are looting, that are burning and destroying, and nobody is stopping them. And there has been plenty of opportunity to do something. And in these cities, they have decided not to. And you have to ask yourself why. You know, last night, Bill de Blasio, there were people out there that were saying, maybe it's time for you to go. Yeah, they're not chanting de Blasio, we love you. They're chanting de Blasio, resign. So what was he saying about the National Guard? We don't need it, everybody. We don't need the National Guard here.
We do not need, nor do we think it's wise for the National Guard to be in New York City.
Okay. He doesn't think they need it, and he doesn't think it's wise. Now, you may say, I think you need the National Guard. We see and we're hearing over and over again about how bad it is right now in Manhattan, especially Midtown. The looting is continued. Officers being shot at, not by peaceful protesters, everybody. even though that seems to be the narrative. So what's the problem here, Bill de Blasio?
Nor any armed forces. I'm going to tell you why. This is really important we have this out right now.
Okay.
Someone needs a history lesson.
All right, give it to us.
When outside armed forces go into communities, no good comes of it. We have seen this for decades. Go back to the 50s, 60s with the civil rights movement on through.
There it is. Let's just stop right there. What is more important? The security and the safety of your citizens and the people that you represent in the city of New York? Or the image of what a media could project of National Guard troops coming in to keep the peace? Do you see the dynamic here, everybody? Do you see what's happening? Because this is critical. The reason why he doesn't want to bring National Guard troops in is because he feels like there's a history of troops coming in to stop not protests, but anarchy. That there's a history where you could see and go back in time to the 50s and 60s and see what was done. Now, are you making the same comparison? And is that the catch-22 that the governor and the mayors of these Democrat-led, Democrat state and city leaders, Democrat-led cities that they're in? Follow me. Because on the one hand, you need help. You need the National Guard. You need to call in the National Guard. You need to beef up your police force. You need to get out there. Now, in de Blasio's case, when we're talking about New York, look, you can make the case anywhere across the country. You can make it here in Southwest Florida. You can make the case here in the state of Florida. If you wanted to make it Florida-centric, you certainly can. You have the governor of the state of Florida, DeSantis, that, of course, saw the video, like we all did, of George Floyd, and how abhorrent and horrific, and calls it out and sees that specific issue with that police officer and understands with those 4 cops what they did and how horrific that was. But we're not going to have any looting. We're not going to have anything like that here. And we'll take the steps necessary in this state to make sure that it doesn't become New York City. But what about these other governors and the mayor of New York? Think about this for a second. He wants to bring in National Guard. Let's just say he does. How does he do that if he has a media, officials of the city, regardless of what city it is, and the mayor himself trying to convince the world that there are peaceful protesters out there, that these are just peaceful protesters who a couple of people have got out of control because they are frustrated and they are angry and they are venting their anger and frustration by looting and destroying. But these are peaceful protesters. They're still focused on George Floyd. But you know they're not. So if you bring those troops in and they come in to stop the insurrection, they come in to stop the anarchy, then you're admitting that there's more going on here, that they're not peaceful protesters. And so that's the situation he's in, and many others. Because you know and I know that the one problem that becomes of the president saying we'll bring in the military in these areas is pretty simple. It's a media that would, I don't want to say love nothing more, because that hurts my heart to think that that's a media that we have out there right now that would side with the anarchists and go against this president. But we have a media that would show the second that there is somebody in a National Guard or media that was stopping a looter and something were to happen to them, whether there was a shot fired or somebody got shot, somebody got killed, that will be the focal point. That will be the image that everybody will see. It's martial law. It's a dictatorship. And you see what's happening. And then Now you have a mayor that says, yeah, we're not bringing in any National Guard. And in the interim, New York City is in some really bad shape. And so are a lot of other places around the country. Then, of course, it could be something else. He could be trying to convince everybody that it's all under control. And
Errol, I mean, respectfully, I appreciate that is your provocative question, but it's quite clear. We're having an issue in one part of the city. Overwhelmingly, the city right now has been peaceful throughout. I've been all over the city the last few days. Overwhelmingly peaceful, even though we're in the middle of a profound coronavirus crisis, economic crisis.
yeah, even though there's a crisis, of course, we would send in the National Guard to see to it that you were quarantined, but we wouldn't send in the National Guard for this. But everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Move along. That's not the case. 239-479-5592. I bring it up because it is about leadership, everybody. That's the bottom line. The moral to this story is it's about leadership. It's about what you will accept, what you won't accept, what you will admit is happening, and what you won't, and politically why. And that when you see all of these states run by Democrats that are hemming and hawing about whether or not they want to have National Guard troops in or whether they need them, there should not be. It should be straightforward. Protect your citizens. Protect the city. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County on Livingston, heading north towards Pine Ridge Road for about 1 mile. Avoid it, hop on Airport Pulling Road. Also a disabled vehicle at City Gate Boulevard and 951. This is to the north of I-75. And my commuters in Fort Myers still seeing that crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive, slowing traffic northbound, bumper to bumper on Ben Hill towards Alico. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Keep the umbrella handy. Another day of active weather. Numerous showers and storms starting to grow and multiply from lunchtime into the afternoon. Because of the rain and the clouds, we'll see a high temperature of 87 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
My name is Karen from Naples, and I listen to Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Replacing your wood paneling? That's a do-it-yourself. Replacing your electrical panel? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Play it safe and call your locally owned Mr. Sparky for any electrical replacement. From electrical panels to total home rewires, Mr. Sparky will leave your home safer than we found it.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Galliana Kia in Fort Myers is open and we're here to help. Over 400 vehicles in stock. New 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease. 0 down. $149 per month. That's right. A new Kia for $149 per month with 0 down. Plus at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, you can drive payment-free for 4 months, interest-free for up to 75 months, and worry-free for 100,000 miles. Plus prepaid gas for up to a year. Our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. New Kias, 0 down, $149 per month at Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 0 to it signing, plus tax, tag, title, doc, and dealer fee. 0 security deposit, $13.33 per month per thousand borrowed for 75 months at 0 APR with 0 down.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing costs program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Casey Askar. More immigrants come to America than any other nation on earth. But with a deadly virus spreading across the globe and millions of Americans unemployed, our borders have to be secure. That's why President Trump's order suspending immigration is essential. This pandemic proves just how important borders are. I'm Casey Askar, and I approve this message. I'll help the president finish the wall and control the border once and for all.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. And anytime you want to call 239-479-5592. Somebody said, why do we care about New York anymore? Let them tear it up. And what did he say? And the funds will not send funds to rebuild if they don't want to accept the help to end the riots. You know, getting back to what I was saying before, we care about what's happening in New York because we don't want it to happen here. We don't want to have that kind of leadership in this state. Let me remind everybody that in 2018, we were this close. You can see my fingers are thinly spread apart to having Andrew Gillum as the governor of the state. How do you think that would have went? Especially at a moment like this. And what would have been allowed and not. That's the point, everybody, is that when I talk about what's happening around the country, when we see what's happening in New York City, when we see what's happening in LA, when we see the rioting and the burning and the looting, and how it's being reported by mainstream media, and as these are, you know, it's mostly peaceful. I mean, there's just a couple of people that are not kidding. I was watching just a few minutes ago, watching some of the mainstream outlets this morning and hearing what they were saying. It's just a couple of things, a couple of people. It's nothing bad. That's what the image is that's being projected. But it's not true. Again, it's about what could be in this state if we don't recognize that in just a few months we have an election. A very important election. Dare I say, as you say it all the time, the most important election of our lifetime. Hey, yeah, kind of is. It kind of is. What would Joe Biden be like as president of the United States? Who would be the Veep? Who's going to be the Veep? All of these questions are important because an election is coming up. And you watching and listening, you get it, you know, but it's also about mobilizing and making sure people get out to vote and understanding what actually is happening and the ramifications of what could happen in this state if you don't elect the right people. That's locally and statewide.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. I have my friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And the selection, of course, at Floor Meisters is amazing. The Core-Tech that I have now in my home. TJ, I got to tell you, it is unbelievable. My wife over the moon. It's like, it's perfect. Even down to the installation. Everything was amazing, TJ.
Well, I'm glad your wife is very happy with it.
So am I.
It's softer, it's quieter, it's beautiful, real look of wood, everything your wife wanted, and you got it all taken care of for her.
And so talk about the selection that you have.
Right now we have 90 colors of Core-Tech in stock, ready to go, pick up, put down as soon as you want it. Everything starting at $299 on up with lifetime warranty.
You have to love Core-Tech. You've got to love TJ and Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. If you haven't been there, go there today. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Now, whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com. Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends Chad and Daniel at Jackson Pools, they are the best. Look, you know what's happening right now. They can close down the beaches, but they cannot shut down down your beautiful resort-style pool from Jackson Pools. It's more important than ever to enjoy the healthy benefits of exercise and relaxation that you're going to get with your new Jackson Pool right now in your own backyard, featuring an elegant high-water design, a state-of-the-art recirculation system, custom coping, and a pebble interior finish. And you can have it all for under $35,000. And the truly amazing part is you can be swimming in less than 3 weeks from permitting. So I need to say that again? Look, if a pool is in your future, you've got to talk to my good friends at Jackson Pools. Sit on this doorstep on another hot and sweaty Southwest Florida summer? Well, no, because now is the perfect time to take the plunge. Contact Jackson Pools. Visit them now online at jacksonpools.com. Find out more. jacksonpools.com.
When you are moving your home or office, choosing the right company makes all the difference. Rice's Moving and Transport has operated for 21 years out of Naples. They offer full packing and moving services for commercial and residential, as well as full designer services. To help our locals, Rice's Moving is extending their special pricing on all local moves for the summer. To protect our community, they are working within all the CDC guidelines. Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, moving you into the future.
My name is Dr. William Figglestaller. As a businessman and investor here in Southwest Florida, I've built my fair share of buildings. In Congress, I will fight to build something new. A massive wall along our southern border, one that keeps the criminals, rapists, and drug lords out for good. I'm Dr. William Figglestaller, and I approve this message because no matter what the career politicians say, my plan is simple. Secure the border, end illegal immigration, ban sanctuary cities, support President Trump, and put America first.
Paid for by Dr. William Figglestaller for Congress.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. There were a few confrontations with police last night, but the nationwide protests over George Floyd's death in Minneapolis were generally more peaceful than we'd seen the few nights before. Not everyone obeyed the 8 p.m. curfew in New York. In Los Angeles,
daytime protests wrapped up with dozens of people being arrested outside of the mayor's residence for violating a 6 p.m. curfew. Protests continued in several cities, including Seattle and Portland, Oregon, where people laid on a bridge with their hands behind their backs. In Denver, people gathered at the Capitol building holding lights. There were protests in several cities across Florida and in the nation's capital outside of the White House.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. President Trump on Twitter says the Republican convention in August will have to be held somewhere other than Charlotte, North Carolina, because Governor Roy Cooper, a Democrat, cannot guarantee that coronavirus restrictions will be fully lifted by then. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. A second round of protest in Naples took place yesterday despite the rain and included officers saying they were with protesters. The group started at the Collier County Courthouse and walked for more than 4 hours, sometimes even kneeling in the streets. And people also marched through downtown Fort Myers for another day of peaceful protests. They braved the rain with umbrellas and rain jackets. The group marched from the Fort Myers Police Department through downtown. There's a state of emergency for the eastern portion of Hendry County. That means there will be a curfew tonight from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. June 4th. The sheriff says this is in response to a social media post that a Black Lives Matter group is trying to organize a protest at the Walmart in Clewiston. It's the last day of school for kids in Lee County, but as students turn in their Chromebooks and the school year comes to an end, officials are not sure what will happen next year. Options include virtual learning, in-person learning, or some combination of the two. Louis Bruno, who was once all over Southwest Florida billboards and radio ads, is now behind bars. Bruno and 9 of his employees from Bruno Total Home Performance face fraud charges for allegedly upselling customers and forcing their names on financing contracts. Bruno and 3 of his employees are expected in court today. If you need help making ends meet, the new Lee Cares program can help you with child care. So far, only 100 parents were approved for the program, which is supposed to help about 2,000 children. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Collier County on Livingston, heading north towards Pine Ridge Road for about 1 mile. Avoid it, hop on Airport Pulling Road. Also a disabled vehicle at City Gate Boulevard and 951. This is to the north of I-75. And my commuters in Fort Myers still seeing that crash at Ben Hill and College Club Drive, slowing traffic northbound, bumper to bumper on Ben Hill towards Alico. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, another unsettled day of weather. Good chances for showers and storms, eventually becoming numerous from lunchtime and especially into the afternoon. Keep the umbrella handy because of the clouds and the off-and-on rain. Temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 80s. More chances for rain scattered across our area Thursday and Friday, becoming a bit more spotty for the weekend, especially Saturday. Breezy weather as we will be watching Cristobal working its way to the north in the Gulf of Mexico with its eyes set on Louisiana by Sunday and all the way towards Monday. For us, more chances for rain as temps build into the 80s and 90s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hey, my name is Jay from Fort Myers. I listen to Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food, service, and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Sitting at home with back or neck pain, lying in a recliner suffering with leg pain or weakness, out of shape from sciatica, stenosis, or neuropathy? Get relief and get your life back. Non-surgical spinal decompression. This is Dr. Johnson, D.C. at 596 Back. Spinal decompression is an ingenious, innovative treatment that has shattered doctors' traditional ways of treating back or neck problems. Doctors have been left scratching their heads. Finally, avoid needles, epidurals, and drugs. This treatment is also super comfortable. Patients of any age can be treated and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. It uses a relaxing, computerized table to gently remove pressure on spinal nerves and discs, relieving pain, numbness, or weakness. Our Medicare-friendly office, Johnson Spinal Care, right on Highway 41, is disinfected between all patients in no long waits. Call now and get seen quickly and safely. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
If you've ever used a weed killer, you have to hear this message. I'm attorney Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Recently, one of our lawyers was part of a team that helped secure a verdict for a couple who contracted cancer after using Roundup. If you're a farmer, casual gardener, or anyone else who has used weed killers, you may not know that studies suggest that glyphosate, the main ingredient in Roundup, may increase the risk of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Monsanto allegedly was aware of the risk posed by Roundup, but failed to disclose them to the public. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and you have used Roundup, you could be owed money for damages. Contact us today for a free case review. You pay nothing unless we recover money for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 844-949-0599. 844-949-0599. Attorney Advertising. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Over 50 offices nationwide. Main office, Orlando, Florida.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Anytime you want to comment on what I am saying or what is going on in the news, you most certainly can do that by calling 239-479-5592 or texting. You see your texts. And commenting on YouTube as well. If you go to our stream, if you go to YouTube, see us streaming live, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And you can watch this very program. And please subscribe to the channel. This way it'll pop up. You'll know when we're there. And we do appreciate that as well. All right, here we go. Top 5 audio clips of the day. It's the 5 at 8:35. Are you okay, Jake? Jake usually kicks off a... Oh, is it just kind of... All right, do you want to... Okay. Okay, Jake says, hold on. Give me the... Jake's got his one finger up there. You could watch him right there. Okay. That camera's moving all the time. Jake's camera has a life of its own. Okay. Tell me when to say it again. Okay. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. Destroying property which can be replaced is not violence. And to put those things, to use the exact same language to describe those two things, I think really it's not moral to do that. So yes, I think any reasonable person would say we shouldn't be destroying other people's property, but these are not reasonable times.
Not reasonable times. So destroying property, it can be replaced. It's not violence. It's no big. See that's Nicole Hannah Jones, who was on. I don't know. I guess it was on CBS. Was it yesterday? I don't know who she is, but certainly someone who was given time on the network. And says, listen, destroying property, it can be replaced. It's not violence. So when you see the destruction of property, the burning of buildings, the looting and everything, don't think of it as violence. Just think of it as something that it could be replaced. It's no big deal. So are you encouraging it? What does that mean?
Number 4.
Then go down the list, and it's just too many folks here.
I didn't have a primary over here.
Say that again?
I didn't have a primary over here.
Don't do that to me. We're not going to do this.
Don't do that to me. Did you catch that? That was 16 terms. 16-term Democratic Congressman Eliot Engel of New York, chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, caught on a hot mic yesterday begging a local event organizer there in the Bronx to let him speak at a press conference about vandalism in the city. It was on George Floyd's death, and he was telling him in an exchange that, listen, I'd like to speak. And the organizer said, look, we got a lot of people that want to speak. And he said, look, I wouldn't care otherwise. except I got a primary coming up. And he's like, don't do this. Are you kidding me? There's a lot of people that have a primary coming up. That's a 16-term Democrat Congressman Eliot Engel. He doesn't care, but he's got a primary. Can you help me out? I wonder how his constituents will handle that.
Number 3.
Miguel Marquez, who's live for us in St. Paul, Minnesota. And Miguel, you're at a protest at the state Capitol building. Tell us more.
We were here last night. There were about 200 or 300 protesters, and I got to tell you, we're in a 5 minutes of silence right now. I'm going to show you. Take this off. I'm going to show you how big this crowd is. It is absolutely massive. Thousands and thousands of people have showed up. If the president thought his photo op yesterday was going to have an effect, this is the result.
That's the result. That's CNN and a reporter in St. Paul, Minnesota, at a 5 minutes of silence in front of the Capitol. And while the silence is happening, the reporter is reporting like this. I'm here on the scene, Bob. No, it's Jake Tapp. I'm here on the scene, Jake, and there's thousands of people. And they're all like, will you shut up? It's a silent. But yet he just keeps going. And they're all yelling at him to just stop. But they won't. It's just not what they do.
Number 2.
Whoa! What is that, everybody? That's audio, believe it or not, from TikTok of a forklift that was used by one of these anarchists, a forklift that was used to barrel into the front of a Best Buy in California so it could be looted. A forklift used to destroy and open up the door on a Best Buy. Coming up, I'm going to have more comment on that in just a second.
Number 1.
People peacefully demonstrating in a public park, expressing their First Amendment constitutional rights, were met with a hail of rubber bullets and a cloud of tear gas.
Okay, I'm just going to stop. Let me play the second part of Chuck Schumer.
The Congress condemns the President of the United States for ordering federal officers to use gas and rubber bullets against Americans who were peacefully protesting in...
Okay, I got to stop. Chuck Schumer, they're on introducing a resolution addressing the president's, the moment where the president went to St. John's Church. Of course, they were calling it a photo op. And he was talking about the resolution condemning the president for clearing out the protesters in Lafayette Park so he could get to the church, saying that they were using rubber bullets and tear gas. Only one problem with that.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Depends on who you believe, everybody, because the United States Park Police said, no, we didn't use tear gas. We used smoke canisters and pepper balls. Now, you might like to nitpick and say, well, what's the difference? Doesn't make a difference. It was smoke and it was pepper balls. How dare they do that, peaceful protesters? Hey, by the way, just to let you know that those peaceful protesters that were there, the United States Park Police also discovered a couple of other things that were going on with those protesters. They had calls for violence against the police. Officers found caches of glass bottles, baseball bats, metal poles hidden along the street. They were throwing bricks, frozen water bottles, and caustic liquids. But don't worry about that kind of, because they're peaceful. They were just standing there minding their own business, everybody. And as long as they keep that narrative going. Okay. It's really, really hard right now to get the truth, to get the facts. It's really hard to find out what did happen and what didn't. And it's a shame, because if journalists were doing their thing, which is journalism, instead of journalizing, instead of being activists, which is what they are, if they were doing less than that and more of telling the facts and the truth, then people would trust them. Do you not understand? It's the American people don't know who to believe, and they certainly don't believe the journalists because they've lied so many times. We all know it. Even the people that are the moderates, the left-leaning among you that watch this program on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, by the way, Steele with 3 E's, please subscribe. If you're listening or watching this program, even you know that that's true. So we're supposed to believe the media when they report, and then we find out something different, and then they double down and triple down. They never say they're wrong. They never do. They never do, because they're not journalists. If they were, then they would retract the stories, but they don't. Somebody's lying and somebody's telling the truth. But they're going to perpetuate this, and so will Chuck Schumer and others, because it's a political season. It's all about politics, and it's all about getting rid of Trump. By the way, I would ask you this. I brought this up earlier, and I wonder if there's something to this, and maybe you might want to comment. And it's this. You know, I brought up the audio of the forklift going into the Best Buy. I brought up the virtue signaling teenagers. If you heard or watched that video on social media, imagine there are two two kids in a window who are watching protesters walking by them from their city street window. They've got their camera out and they're videoing through the windows, and they're videotaping the protesters going through. They're giving them through the window a thumbs up, holding their fist up, that they are in solidarity with them. And these young kids that are shooting this video through on their phones through the window, when all of a sudden,
Why are you? We're on your side. We're on your side. Holy shit. We're on your side. We're on your side.
all of a sudden bricks comes hurled through the windows of their apartment. They're virtue signaling, we're on your side, and then all of a sudden it's smashing. What? But it brought me to a point that I brought up earlier, and I wonder what you think about this. You know, you've got you have a bunch of different groups that are on the streets right now. You have the media that's trying to convince everybody that all this is peaceful protest. It's happening around the globe. Everybody sees what happened to George Floyd, and in Amsterdam and France and other countries around the globe, they are concerned about what happened to George Floyd, and there are protests that are happening. No, it's coordinated in a different way. But anyway, we're told that by the media that there are protests happening, that there are peaceful protests. That's what we're supposed to believe. And there's just a couple of people sprinkled in. I mean, violence, it happens, but it's not everybody. Then we know the large chunk is Antifa, groups of far left individuals that are out there right now, that are looting, that are destroying, that are burning, that are doing all of these things to bring down these local governments, state governments, and to bring down this country. I mean, this is serious, everybody. This is happening. This is anarchy that's on our streets that has to be stopped. And the president recognized it yesterday when he called Antifa a domestic terrorist organization, to get the ball rolling, to do other things, to be able to find out if it's coordinated, to connect the dots, to see possibly why these pallets of bricks are showing up in certain areas, why yesterday in New York City, 2 blue plastic boxes filled with concrete pieces end up on a street corner. Who would do that? Why would they end up there? Oh, it's just an accident. It's just somebody who, decided that they were going to drop it off on the corner of a street in New York City because? And then I wonder if there's another group out there. There are teenagers that we see on video, on social media, on the news every single day, who are doing some of the craziest, most outrageous things that they could do, running forklifts into buildings so that looting can happen. And I wonder how much of that is a product of teenagers, a generation growing up with social media as their acceptance. Social media is growing up as their place to get likes, to get people to notice them. The most outrageous thing that you can do on top of the most outrageous thing will get you more people to focus on you, to like you. And not just that, to get paid. To get paid. Instagram, where you could have ads inserted into your Instagram feed if you're somebody who becomes extremely popular. A TikTok, who, by the way, there are teenagers that are out there. I know of some middle school kids who are out who will spend all day long watching TikTok videos. That's all they do. And who produce these videos in order to get attention, to get likes, and how much of that is being perpetrated right now. The unfortunate reality that may be there. Just something to think about. Again, a society that has grown up, a generation that has grown up where likes, where people following you on social media is your currency. That's your currency in life. I would be concerned about that as well. All right, let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast with news meteorologist Matt Devitt.
Keep the umbrella handy. Another day of active weather. Numerous showers and storms starting to grow and multiply from lunchtime into the afternoon. Because of the rain and the clouds, we'll see a high temperature of 87 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hi, this is Rick from Naples.